Welcome everyone to Line Breakers FC, brought to you by The Breakdown. The Breakdown has articles and sports commentary on all sports across the board, NBA, soccer, MLB content, UFC when there's UFC fights, all that good stuff. So check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and online as well. But we're going to jump into this. We are missing Rex today, but we do have our superstar, Joey B. Joey B, how are we feeling today?
I feel pretty good after being called a superstar, but I may disagree. But either way, I know we missed Monday, so I'm happy to be back with a nice weekend slate of games as we kind of get closer to the end of the season. Tables are kind of taking shape, and a lot of spots. I guess not as many spots up for grabs anymore. So.
Yeah, I agreed. And before we jump into these weekend's games, just some news to recap across the midweek. So just quickly recap. So we didn't do a show on Monday for the European leagues, but it'll be an all-English Champions League final, which I'm a little bit happy about. Some other English fans may disagree, but Joey B did mention coefficients and stuff like that, so I'm happy for that. In the Europa League, you got United versus Villarreal. Any quick thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you are, I guess Man City was kind of slated to make the final anyway, but interested as a Man U fan that you're happy for both those teams. But I do think it's going to make for a good final either way. I think they played recently, and then they are obviously playing this weekend. We'll get into that. But yeah, should be good. And another Man U versus Spanish team semifinal. So we'll see if you guys get the better of La Liga this time.
Man, I hope so. But tune in next week or the following week, and we'll have a mega Champions League, Europa League. We'll dive in depth, give our best bets, and stuff like that. And some other news, some managerial changes. So everyone's favorite manager, Jose Mourinho, has left Tottenham, and he found a spot at Roma fairly quickly. I thought there was going to be a bigger break, stuff like that. Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, it happened, just kind of woke up and he was their manager. I feel like it came out of nowhere. There had to have been discussions before, like maybe not while he was at Tottenham, but they probably sent out some signals probably the day he did get fired. So I think Rex will be excited to add to the characters of the managers in the Italian league, but it'll be interesting to see his return to Serie A, I think. Who knows? Because his play style doesn't really suit too well for the Italian league, but maybe it's a change of pace that they need. And Roma has been atrocious of late, obviously in Europa and in the group league in this league, I guess domestic league. That's what I was going for. So yeah, it'll be super interesting to see maybe if they splash some cash, they'll kind of fight for a title or at least top 2 or 3 spots next year.
Yeah, that will be an interesting one. Something in my back of my head, it seems like he goes to those teams to get revenge. So he goes to Roma to maybe get revenge on Inter Milan. Maybe his next move would be a La Liga team for revenge on Real Madrid. Who knows what going through Jose Mourinho's mind. But in the Bundesliga, there are some other big moves. I don't follow the Bundesliga as closely as you do, so give our viewers a taste of what happened there.
Yeah, so we had, I think, Julian Nagelsmann, I think that's his first name, was appointed or signed or is going to be the new manager of Bayern. So that's pretty good, a step up leaving RB Leipzig. But what's, I think, better news, Rex would probably agree with me, is Jesse Marsch, I think, was the RB Salzburg manager, now taken over for RB Leipzig. So moving up the energy drink food chain. So went from probably the biggest team in Austria to top 3. I guess they're currently in second, but a team with a ton of talent, a ton of definitely good financial backing for them. So it'll be really exciting and intriguing to see who, I guess, what comes of RB Leipzig. And I think one more kind of obscure, I heard about this or saw it somewhere. The Frankfurt manager currently is taking over the Gladbach spot. So everyone's moving around within the Bundesliga because Marco Rose is the one taking over for Dortmund. And then they had the Frankfurt coach now taking over for him at Gladbach. So all sorts of musical chairs going on, but it should make for a good competitive, fun league next year.
Yeah, I do agree. And I also hope it is a competitive Bundesliga. But enough about managers, enough about the previous league. previous week, pardon me. We're going to jump into this weekend. So, as Joey B alluded to, the table is relatively set in most leagues. So, there's not too many matches, but we have 2 Premier League matches we're going to talk about, Serie A and then La Liga as well. So, jumping into Premier League, starting us off, we got Chelsea versus City. It's a little weird. They're going to be in the Champions League final, but they do play this weekend. I have a play on this game. Rex, if he makes a star last heroic ditch effort, also has a play on this game that we'll talk about in our best bets. But Joey B, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think Chelsea are slight favorites, or I guess big favorites, slight minus money, like minus 105, right?
No, City sit at minus 110.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. Sorry if I misspoke. But yeah, City are slight favorites. I think plus 117 on an over 2.5. I guess the credit for Tommy Tuchel keeps growing and growing. I think for good reason, obviously. And I think the last time these two teams played, Chelsea won the game 1-0, I think.
Correct.
Yeah, so I think it just I don't know if the 2.5 is a good price there or not. I know you guys may have opinions on the total here, but to me, I just couldn't pick a side either way here. I don't know. I know City pretty much has the league wrapped up. Maybe they want to keep up the good form and give it their all against Chelsea, but Chelsea have a lot more to play for. And I guess just in terms of competition and maybe throwing out some false lineups and false, I guess, like game plan tactics that they may kind of try to throw out, but it'll be the ultimate chess match for these next 2 games for these 2 teams.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, like you said, because City has everything locked up. So how much do they really show Chelsea going into their Champions League final? Chelsea have a lot to play for, because if they slip up, West Ham are right on their tails for that last Champions League spot. So a lot of mind games. We all know Pep loves those mind games and stuff like that. But last week I took a bet on a City over against Crystal Palace, just expecting City to have a look-ahead spot with PSG midweek. The league's locked up. Palace are going to give it their all. But it was just a classic, I think, City 2-0 win. So City clean sheets, Thomas Tuchel, his defending, his style, everything like that makes for an interesting game. Heading in, anything else on that match?
No, sorry. Just couldn't agree more.
Perfect. So heading into our next other match, we have West Ham, who sit in that 5th spot, just 3 points behind Chelsea. Everton sit in that 8th spot, so looking outside of Europa League as well. They can't afford to drop any more points if they want to make a last-ditch effort into the Europa League. This one is a very interesting line to me. It sits at West Ham plus 135, Everton plus 205 on the money line. You could get Everton at a quarter of a goal, and the over-under split evenly at 2.5. Any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I feel like the way you read those lines, you may be leaning towards the underdog here, or did I misread or misinterpret that?
I when I was looking over this game, I do like Everton a lot in this spot. West Ham at home are, I believe, top 3 in the Premier League based off points gotten at home. But Everton, on the flip side, are top 5 away from home. So I feel like it's a very neutral aspect in that sense. And I do think Everton, they're a freaking roller coaster, but at that price and needing victories, I do lean them.
Yeah, I think that's where you want to take an underdog for sure, I think. Or at least, take them on the money line straight up, to be honest, because I think that's a better value than just taking the plus 0.5. But that may just be me, but I also think we have he just added himself in. So
welcome.
We were just talking about West Ham Everton.
Yeah, I got the moderator power, so sorry, bitches. I can do this whenever I want. Felt like I had to come in like a whirlwind, mess up your solid flow that you got going with West Ham.
Yeah, do you have any thoughts, Rex? Or yeah.
Nah, when I was going through the Premier League slate this weekend, there was one match that caught my mind, and the rest, I'm kind of at that weird spot where, yes, both of these teams are fighting for it, but was it Everton if they're on the road, are they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're on the road, so they have a good chance of winning because they've only won 1 of their past 10 home matches. at the rate they're going at. So it's better to be backing them at the road. So just given that trend, I'd have to lean them. I just pulled up their number. Yeah, as the hungry dog, potentially. Definitely take them on the pick. If you're dying to bet that game, yeah, I'm not trusting the bubbles to pull one out there.
Yeah, I think for me, I also kind of like the over. I know over is maybe the hardest thing to bet in Premier League with VAR and just inconsistency in rules and things. But I think desperation from both teams will kind of like settle in, I guess, a little bit. But that could lead to a cagey game. It could lead to a hitting the over in the first half. But I would lean to see goals, especially with West Ham. I think how they're playing recently.
So quick question on this. So City, Chelsea play the day before that one. So let's say Chelsea drop points and West Ham have a chance to go level or close that gap. Does that change the strategy or outlook on that type of match, or how do you guys view that?
I don't know. I think
no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say because it is. I don't know, tough thing because it happens so quick. I feel like you kind of have to bet on one thing and take advantage of it, I guess.
My biggest thing is like, if that result happens, what is West Ham going to drastically do different to their lineup or to their game plan that they weren't going to do before it?
Mm-hmm.
You could see a little bit, but given the stage and given the implications of the match, if West Ham isn't already going balls to the wall, then I'm really not too sure what it is. Maybe they play a little bit more at the back or maybe or press it forward more. But yeah, that's what I'm just saying. If they're determining it off that match, good luck, because in my best bets, I have a real easy reasoning for why I have a play on Chelsea City.
Perfect, easy. So that will do it for the Premier League. We're going to jump into everyone's favorite league. Yeah, we're jumping to the Serie A. Congrats to Inter Milan, who secured the Scudetto. Congrats to Rex. I know he was celebrating.
Scudetto.
Oh, see, this is why I'm not the host, because of that stuff like that. But congrats to Rex and everything like that. I know it's very happy for him, and it's always good to have a winner in the group chat, although Rex does not shut up, so it is what it is. But moving into the match of the weekend in the Serie A, we got AC Milan versus Juventus. Take it away, boys.
You put who am I rooting for? And I was like, who the hell cares? Hopefully they both like lose terribly somehow in this matchup, because we're riding high. It's going to be great. I do need Juventus if I want to go, if we're talking like exacta correctly from the preseason article. I need Juventus to get points here in Milan to drop down the table a little bit. Realistically, I mean, after Pioli has gotten that extension, Milan has just he got an extension at a great time when the club was rocking, it was rolling, and my one buddy who's a Milan fan is saying that they need to go into a rebuild. I mean, they've been rebuilding for like 4 years at this point, and bringing in Zlatan has like bridged that gap a little bit, but they haven't done anything else around it now, and Donnarumma could be out potentially going to Juventus. So this could be like, I don't want to say his tryout because Donnarumma is the starting goalie for the Italian national team, but he's going to have a little extra motivation to show up against Juventus and try to keep a clean sheet here. Will he eventually? I don't think so. I think we do see goals in this one. I just don't know if Milan finds the back of the net.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think Juventus is like minus 130, minus 135, kind of, I think, inching closer to minus 140. I think they're the right side, I guess. I just don't trust anything about AC Milan right now. Yeah, in terms of goals, like I agree with Rex. I think we'll see over 2.5 kind of juice the same way as the money line, but I think over 2.5 is the way I'd go along with the Juventus money line for sure.
So I got a question for AJ. How awesome is Lukaku?
Okay, well, he is phenomenal for Inter, but the Serie A, Inter Milan are just United wash-up players. I'm glad he's working out well for you guys. He deserves a good place, and he deserves to be a champion. So
I don't know. The team was just vibing. They just like each other. Something that doesn't happen at United, it seems.
Yeah, this is what I mean, guys, when Rex is just like Rex in the group chat, stuff like that. So glad to have you back on. Glad you could make an appearance.
Rex, would you rather see Juventus or AC Milan not be in the Champions League next year? I don't know if there's any hope of that. I know Napoli are right on their feet, but is there one of those you'd want to see not in the Champions League more than the other?
Just Juventus, if they're going to have it down here, just make it completely terrible for them, give them no joy. I'll let AC Milan have a little bit of fun and get eliminated pretty quickly unless they make some nice moves over the summer. But yeah, just when it rains and it pours, just let it go down for Juventus right now.
Okay, so let's say it rains and it pours. Juventus doesn't make Champions League. Does Ronaldo leave? I can't see Ronaldo in the Europa League.
Yeah.
Who has an open spot, though, that could potentially grab him? But, I mean, him and Pirlo have gone along pretty well, and he has bagged 25 goals and is going to be the Capo Capinieri this season for them. So that's just kind of where he's doing it all. But, yeah, Ronaldo and no Champions League, I don't know. He might just be like, yeah, I'm not playing any Europa games because I'm Ronaldo.
Exactly.
It's not my GOAT.
But so that's enough Serie A talk for everyone for today. So we'll jump into the third and final league that we probably don't talk about the most, but it has the most interesting title race coming down to the end. This weekend in La Liga, you got Atletico Madrid taking on Barcelona and Sevilla taking on Real Madrid on the 9th. We'll start with Atletico Madrid and Barcelona. Joey B, any thoughts?
Yeah, I really don't have too many thoughts. Just wanted to bring it to everyone's attention that these two games are going on. I think one Saturday, one Sunday. They're pretty much going to, I don't know, I guess maybe not decide the title, but they will be hugely important to the title. But for Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Barcelona is minus 130, Atletico Madrid's plus 360. I would imagine the total is set around 2.5. Yeah, minus 124-ish. I think to me, Barcelona obviously is the home team here, but Atletico Madrid at a draw double chance, probably, I don't know if it would be close to even money or what the line is, but I think that'd be kind of the way I'd go with this game. I just think the values there, I wouldn't want to take minus 130 on a Barcelona money line.
Mm-hmm. And do they still have La Liga winner odds up?
I can check. Barcelona's plus 140 and Atletico Madrid's plus 160. Madrid is plus 250 and then Sevilla's plus 5,000.
I think really you have to play Madrid right now because you have no idea with Atletico and Barcelona. You could take a chance and play one of them outright instead of playing the match this weekend because the winner of this game will have great outcome and stake in it. So that would be the better approach. But just playing Madrid here because you know Madrid's probably going to swap prices with that plus 165 next week if they take care of business against Sevilla.
That's a big if. Sevilla is a good side, but yeah, could be, especially after a Champions League midweek match. Could be tough, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see the two results for this weekend.
Perfect. Any other leagues you guys want to touch on or anything like that? Any Rex, MLS, all you go for it.
Well, we'll talk real Champions League real quick. Not a good showing for the MLS side. Didn't tweet it out there, but I did play both of the Mexican sides last night on a money line parlay that came through easy. And yeah, the MLS just will never travel to Mexico well. It's just one thing until the salary cap changes and there's more restrictions uplifted. You can see a tweet I retweeted that compares Cruz Azul to the MLS teams. It's just price does come into a point of competition, and we saw with the Super League where they were saying the competition was going to be unfair. The MLS just puts up with it, and yeah, both of the squads kind of got embarrassed last night, which was sad to see, but it is what it is. Good weekend coming up here where Champions League doesn't resume until the summer, so we don't have to worry about that, and we get midweek MLS matches, so we got Tuesday night or Wednesday night next week, so that's how we get the fans in, Tuesday night or Wednesday night gambling action. I know Joey B will be watching those at 7:30 or 9 o'clock.
For sure.
For Perfect. This weekend, now I'll save all what I want to say coming up in best bets.
Okay, perfect. So that's the perfect segue into everyone's favorite section, best bets. Linebreakers FC did not have the best week. We're a roller coaster like Everton, but we right the ship this week. Myself personally, I have one play and one play only this week. What about you guys?
4.
4 from you
Same.
both.
All right.
I
so
started
I'll
with 2
start
and just
it off.
started with 2 and I slowly added 2 more.
So we did get the championship dog. I'll save that one for the last one. So since we're just talking MLS, we'll stick it right there. So this one's coming up on the board. The plays are now 1 and 2. We're a little bit in the negative here since it's plus money, MLS only. But the fade Austin train, this is the week all the wheels are falling off because Minnesota, big frauds. That's all I have to say about that. A lot of people are extremely high on them, and they just look terrible. So Sporting Kansas City, Pulido has came back. He did have minutes in this last match, which is a big reason why I was on this one. If he wasn't looking like he was going to play at least a half, I was going to kick off this trend. But this is something where 9 straight road games. We're at number 4 right here. They don't have a bye in there. So I'm just going to ride it out. It's starting off 1 and 2 and jumping off it. I thought you don't have any cojones. If it's something that's your gut, you're going to stick it to. So SKC minus 0.75 plus 127. I like it here, even though Pulse Camp is still starting in net. He's been surprisingly well as their 3rd string keeper.
Yeah, I think it should be good. I'll be rooting against Austin FC every weekend for the next, month or 2. For my first play, I won't dive into the MLS just yet, but I'm going to the Bundesliga. I think Dortmund's playing RB Leipzig. I think Dortmund's sitting at plus 106 against Leipzig, and I've taken them on the money line. They just have a pure motivation spot right now. They're still fighting for their Champions League spot with their 1 point behind Frankfurt and 2 behind Wolfsburg. So the 3 points here really means a lot to them, I guess. Whereas Leipzig pretty solidly in 2nd place. They're not going to catch Bayern. They probably won't drop to 3rd, so they're pretty secure. I just think Dortmund have everything to play for, and Leipzig may kind of rest in their success a little bit. So plus 106, I think that Dortmund money line's pretty good.
Will Haaland show up?
I freaking hope so. If not, Claudio Reyna will show up.
Well, that's where they need the one too. It's when both of them aren't clicking. The Dortmund team. I don't want to say that's an engine, but that's definitely been a solid line of production that's probably produced 20% or 15% of their goals or chances this season. So we love to see that duo clicking because they are like the best friends.
Perfect. Yeah. If you guys have 4, so you guys can go back and forth a little.
All right, AJ, I'm getting you involved here. Since you hit that Philly parlay on my birthday, I'm requiring you to, and it was for a nice amount, so I'm requiring you to do $10 minimum on a bet. El Trafico is this weekend. You have to bet it.
All right.
You have time. You can tweet it out.
Yeah.
You can put your research into it, but you owe the viewers a tweet of what your El Trafico play is because you're required to bet that as a resident.
Okay, fair enough. How about this? You guys give your plays out a little bit. I'll do a little research and I'll add it to my best bets.
All right. So my next play in the MLS, this is a pure, not a pure fade, but Portland, they're pretty banged up, and Valerius came back for them, which is a good sign. But they lost last night 3-1, and they're traveling back to host Seattle, who has gotten 7 points out of their first 3 matches to the top of the West. And you're giving me them at plus 145 with not that extra 2 games to travel there. It just seems too good to be true. Yes, they're on the road. Timbers Army does have a solid showing up in the and whatever we are in right now. I don't know what to classify. It's like a weird middle area when no one does. But yeah, the Seattle money line at plus 145. They have too many threats. They're just playing like the best style. I don't want to call it Wolves, but they're playing a 3 at the back, and their 2 center backs at the wing. They don't stay back. They go up as well and join the attack. So it's pretty fun right now. And Rui Diaz has been clicking. Rodon and Brad Smith are the guys out wide that are just creating a lot of crosses. And I just think Portland's legs are going to be way too dead. So at plus 145, I had to take it.
Just continue to fade the midweek teams. For me, second play, Frankfurt money line minus 130. I already forgot who they play. Who is it? It's somebody.
Schalke? I can get
That's right.
behind that.
Who?
Is it Schalke? I was just saying I can
No.
get behind that. They play Mainz. They play
it's
Schalke
Mainz,
next
yes.
weekend. I was almost right.
Yeah, you're close. I think Mainz has been in really good form recently, but again, Frankfurt, another team that's up there. They're like I just said, they're 1 point above Dortmund. They will need all 3 points here. I think the Mainz team. I think I was surprised to see it minus 130. I think this will be a good kind of, I don't want to say bounce back, but I think it's like sell high on Mainz. The implied probability should have this game closer to minus 150. I think so. I think this line will move a little bit, but in the last 9 games, Mainz hasn't lost. I guess one of those was a friendly. So last 8 games they've haven't lost, and in there was a win over Bayern, in a Schalke, Freiburg. So they did get the good win over Bayern. I think their price is a little bit inflated because of their recent games, and I think it's a good spot to kind of sell off them and take the other side with that Frankfurt money line. Again, just all my plays playing the motivation angle, I think, a little bit here. So I think Frankfurt at minus 130 is a pretty good price, I think.
Yeah, it's always a fun angle to ride, especially coming down the end of the season. I technically have one, but both teams have motivation. But if you're going to ride that, and when the implied probabilities is on your side, you're getting a good price on it. Hopefully it moves in your way. And yeah, they're just kind of sitting. They're not in no man's land. They're high. So that's kind of just where Frankfurt has the Champions League that they want to get in. And that's been a little bit. I think they made it once in the 2010 decade. So that's just kind of where trying to get back into there. They need all 3. All right, AJ, I know we share a play on this one, but we got to save the dog for last. Chelsea City. Going to be a real quick reasoning why I'm taking the under 2.25 at minus 108. Will there be over 5 shot attempts on target? Will there be any progressive, dangerous play? Well, I mean, maybe if they throw out both of the reserve sides, there could be, just because they're wanting to go out and get it. So you could wait for that point. But with Champions League coming up and everything, this match basically means absolutely nothing. I mean, I know Chelsea could still have the spot, but if they win Champions League, it really doesn't fucking matter. They're in it again next year for winning it. So that's just kind of where this match means basically absolutely nothing to both clubs. So an under 2.25, I mean, you can take the under 2.5 at minus 140. That's way too juicy for me. You know that. So that's where I'm getting the under 2.25 at minus 108.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say my piece before you give your play. I just think neither team will want to show any sort of edge. They're just going to be pretty conservative, not want to show any edge. I think there'll be a little bit of, I don't know what to call it, gamesmanship, but just a little tactical games, I guess, played with the managers here. No one's going to want to show their hand for what may come up in the Champions League final.
Yeah. Both of these guys stole my reasoning for my play. My play is Chelsea half a goal, so plus 0.5, sits at minus 110 on Bovada. Again, City doesn't want to show too much. Chelsea, I disagree with Rex a little bit, where he says neither side has anything to play for. I still think Chelsea needs to get some points out of this, and I can see a 1-1 draw here at the end of the day.
Fine with me. Still half cash, but still happy with it. All right, so let's get to the Hungry Dog. It's the last weekend in the championship. They all play at 7:30 on Saturday morning. You think I'm resisting off this? If I could find a red zone channel for this type of thing, please, NFL, if you don't want a Giants-Eagles situation to do this, play them all at 7:30, but that's not possible because that's less money. So it is what it is. But this is a true relegation match because there's 3 teams that could potentially go down on the last day. It's Rotherham, Sheffield Wednesday, or Derby. Rotherham plays Cardiff. So depending on that result would depend what happens with Sheffield Wednesday. It's a little complicated, but Derby, they've lost 6 in a row. And guess what? Sheffield Wednesday has won twice at Pride Park in 82 years or 86 years. It was 82 or 86, and the last one was in 2006. Sheffield Wednesday gets all 3 points. They go up. If they don't, they get relegated no matter what happens in the Rotherham match. So we're taking Sheffield Wednesday money line at plus 212 here to get their third win in Pride Park in 86 years. They'll fight off the 6-point relegation that they got knocked to start the season. The club's in much better form than Derby because if you get one result in the last 6, it's better than dropping all 6 in a row. Maybe Derby finally shows up. Who knows? But yeah, I have to be watching it 7:30 a.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, Rex's Hungry Dogs do run pretty well, but I have to jump off right now. I have other commitments, but I wanted to give my MLS play because Rex did call out the El Trafico. I'm taking the over 3.5, sits at plus 115 on Bovada. Trends-wise, the last 3 games have gone under, but before that, they had like 7-8 goals, so I think we see that again. Galaxy cannot hold a clean sheet, and they score unlimitedly, and I think we see high tempo in this match.
Agree.
Perfect. All right. You guys enjoy your best bets. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Have some fun. See you next time.
All right, last one, Joey B.
I actually have 2 more. I think we got lost in the circle there a little bit, but I'll just throw them out real quick. Both of them are in Serie A. And again, Benevento and Cagliari over 2.5 minus 122. Is much of a relegation battle as we've seen for the Serie A. Like week after week, they just keep coming. I don't know who did the scheduling, but for the relegation battle, they did a great job. They got Cagliari sitting 1 point above Benevento from the relegation zone. So I just think the way I know Cagliari scored a last-minute goal against Napoli. Napoli should have had, 3 or 4 goals at least in that game, but I just think Benevento is going to give up a goal or 2, and they should score as well. So I just think over 2.5 goals in a game where both sides are going for it. I think it's a good number for just this 2.5. And then my last play,
you need to get a jersey at this point for how many games you bet on them, and it seems to work out well.
Frankfurt, Stuttgart, Cagliari, I think would be the three teams I need to get.
Those are all fresh kits too. I like them all.
Yeah, I'll have to see. Maybe hopefully next year they save the relative or get some cheap year-old jerseys. And then last play, I was trying to find some way. Napoli, I think I'd said they sit 2 points behind both Milan and Juventus who play. So if Napoli can get all 3 points, we may, depending on how the other game shakes out, they should at least move up a spot or maybe be in a 3-way tie for on 70 points for, I guess, 3rd place. So I just think they're going to win. I think they're minus 200-ish on the money line, but based on their last performance, I think they hit the post so many times. I should have looked at their XG from the last game, but it was, I think, probably well over 2, and they only had a goal. But trying to find an angle to back them, but I think taking them halftime, full time at plus 120, so they got to win, just be ahead at halftime and then hold on to that lead. I think it a plus money price is really good. I think they're going to kind of, I don't want to say regret, but will feel that they didn't get the result they deserved in their last game, and they should come out firing. Hopefully we don't hit 3 or 4 posts or give up an early goal, but I think they should be ahead at halftime and probably win comfortably in this game.
Yeah, and it's been at least, I know they didn't make it last year. 2 years ago, I don't think they made Champions League either. So, with this fire in their belly right now, Gattuso needs to get them back there because Napoli was making it there for a better part of the 2010 decade. They don't want to put a decent streak going on of not making it and letting like Lazio and Atalanta keep making it over them. So yeah, the halftime, full-time angle is definitely a good way here. Just hopefully they get one early for you.
Yeah, and I will say they're playing away to Spezia. So Spezia allows goals left and right. I know I've mentioned their away games, but this at home probably not as good. But I think Napoli should get all 3 points here. Just hoping for an early goal.
All right, well, let's recap up our plays real quick. AJ's got you Chelsea plus 0.5 at minus 110. And then I made him bet this one, so don't feel any obligation to tail it. El Trafico special. Under Jay's taking the over 3.5 at plus 115. My 4 plays for the weekend are 2 in MLS, SKC minus 0.75 at plus 127. Time to keep fading that Austin train that's been rolling. Seattle money line at plus 145. Then I got the Chelsea City under 2.25. Same exact reasonings as AJ, where Chelsea may have a little bit more to play for, but no one's going to show anything. So I'm riding the under here. Then I'm taking the Sheffield Wednesday money line at plus 212 in a pure relegation battle. Love to see it.
Love to see it. You'll be rooting for him to stay alive and to win. So it's a good combo. For me, I also have 4 plays. I have Dortmund money line plus 106. Frankfurt money line minus 130, Benevento and Cagliari over 2.5 at minus 122, and then Napoli halftime full time at plus 120.
And we got a nice slate of games up this weekend. You can go all day on Saturday. Sunday, MLS spaced it out better and smartly, so thank God. What the fuck were they thinking with a 1 p.m. start and then a 9 and a 10 on Sunday? Like, there is nothing in that window that needed it to be there, but it is what it is. That is Line Breakers FC for this weekend match preview. Will be our regular rotation again since Champions League is just wrapping up. As usual, follow us at The Breakdown Sports. You're watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, so give us a follow on any of the other 3. Follow us under our heads. Joey B, anything else you want to say?
No, just excited for a good weekend of soccer. And AJ and I talked about the Champions League and Europa League and title races are coming to an end. So it should be see some more, spots solidified, for next year, just to get a better picture about that. So looking forward to some good action.
Yeah, definitely do your research before some matches if you're dedicating time, because if you're picking a no man's land versus no man's land, good luck. But it's a great time to do player watching, though, in those matches, because you can key in on one guy, because not many people do it that way. I've started to watch it a little bit more when I'm watching matches that I'm not like 100% invested in. It's just track one guy. It's a fun, different way to watch a game. But until then, we'll see you guys later.
Peace out.